Siempre en el tiempo se nos impone, es un protagonista de Bazar TV, Pasaporte, quizás más de Pasaporte que de Bazar TV, porque siempre nos engancha Van Gogh, siempre hay una muestra donde él se muda, circula, nos propone, y bueno, los curadores saben mover a Van Gogh, saben presentarlo, saben realmente qué nos gusta de él. Van Gogh vivió en Inglaterra muchos años, cruciales en su formación y juventud, y se enamoró de la cultura británica. Vamos a verlo, muy raramente prestados ahora los girasoles de la Galería Nacional de Londres, lo cual nos motiva más para ir.
So Britain changed Van Gogh, just as Van Gogh later changed Britain, and it changed his ideas about life in a permanent way. This exhibition is the first to look at Van Gogh through his relations with Britain, but also the way his paintings influenced modern British art. We get to see his art through the eyes of British artists.
It may come as a surprise to some people that Van Gogh lived in Britain. He spent his formative years here. He lived in North Brixton. He walked to work, he absorbed the sights of London.
It's amazing, one of the first things he did after he got here was buy his top hat so that he'd fit in. We know that some of the first drawings he did were on the way home from work. He'd stop alongside the Thames and he'd sketch at dusk. And he bought Doré's picture of the Thames later on when he was an artist. And it's such a beautiful print with the lights of the new embankment making a pattern in the water, glimmering through the fog. It can't help but remind us of Starry Night over the Rhône. Although Van Gogh was not an artist when he was in Britain, he wrote long after he left, "I always keep thinking about English paintings." So the amazing thing in being able to see the prints themselves and the paintings themselves in real life in the exhibition, you can see these wonderful patterns of lines, which are one of the things that excited Van Gogh and got into his own work.
And actually there's a really good example of the marks that he uses in his later works, such as in The Prisoner, in the exercise yard, that you can see that he's picked up from these prints.
The parallel lines sort of give the shape sort of direction of force and energy. And I think he saw this as a way of making reality more intense.
And that circular movement where they're pacing the exercise yard is really exacerbated by that mark making.
Yes, the marks just radiate out, don't they?
By tracing the influences of Van Gogh on British artists such as Sickert, Matthew Smith, Gilman, right through Vanessa Bell to Francis Bacon, we're effectively plotting an alternative British modern art.
I think the Sunflower Room shows us the incredible diversity with which British artists have responded to Van Gogh, and these sort of conversations with the sunflowers take so many different forms.
Van Gogh said that he wanted to be a painter of the people, for the people, and actually he was really fascinated in the scenes of everyday life. I think the reason that Van Gogh is one of our most beloved and important artists, one of the most reproduced artists in the world, is because it's so difficult to disentangle his story from his work. We feel that we know the artist. We feel that power of expression in his work. It takes us on a journey with him.